one of those days. The sun is going to be shining today. It's already in the mid-60s right now. How much it's going to heat up? Greg's got the details on that in just a bit. So 10% of Americans live with some sort of hearing loss. It affects every area of a person's life. I mean, just imagine. From education to employment to personal relationships to just getting around in the house. That's where International Hearing Dog Incorporated comes in. They take shelter dogs, they train them to be hearing dogs. I mean, and they make a life of a difference in somebody's life. Joining us now is Robert Cooley with International Hearing Dog Incorporated. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I didn't even realize you guys were right here in our backyard in Colorado, and you guys are the first group that started doing this way back in the day.
That's correct. This is our 38th year of operation.
Wow.
And the program has been in Colorado almost that entire time. And it's great because this way, since we deliver dogs throughout the U.S. and Canada, it's kind of centrally located, so no one has to make a really long flight.
And you've got a couple dogs here. I know that Cheeto, who I'm holding, is still in training, right?
That is correct.
And how does that process go? I mean, what exactly do you teach these dogs to do?
What we do is we teach the dogs to respond to sounds that hearing people take for granted.
Okay.
Each dog is trained in 3 basic sounds: the door, the telephone, and the smoke alarm.
Okay.
But each dog is also custom trained for that person. So whatever they need, we will train the dog to do.
Okay.
Respond to a baby cry or a microwave oven or alarm clock. But the most important thing is the dogs learn to listen. So anything that the dog feels the person needs to know about, they will respond to.
Wow. And so how does it work if somebody needs a dog like this? Do they have to apply? Do they have to pay?
They have to apply, and they can do that through our website, or we have a paper application we can send out. It's 5 pages. It's very detailed.
Sure.
We want to make sure that we're getting the right dog into their home.
Right.
As for money, the only money they have to pay is after they've had the dog for 3 months, there's a one-time $200 cost.
Yeah.
And that is to cover the equipment and the transfer of ownership. Now, each of these dogs is worth over $10,000.
Because the training costs a lot of money.
Exactly, exactly, and the placement and everything that these dogs do. But we feel if the people need the dog, they should have the dog. So we're not going to charge them or ask them to raise any money or do any kind of fundraising if they don't want to.
What a cool program. But I bet the people who you place dogs with end up being really good advocates for how important these dogs are. And so this is your dog, right?
Right. This is my demonstration dog, Cammie. She is a golden retriever. She's about 11 years old, and she started in the program when she was only about 4 or 5 months old.
Wow, just a puppy.
Just a puppy.
So what does she do for people who are hard of hearing or deaf?
Well, any of our dogs, they work by going to the source of the sound, coming back and touching the person, and then going back to the sound, leading the person back to the sound.
So creating a visual cue based off of the sound cues.
Exactly. The best way to look at it is a big truck goes down the street. The dog's going to run to the window. If the truck continues down the street, the dog's going to come back and ignore it. If it stops, the dog's going to touch the person, take them back to the window and say, hey, you need to check this out.
And that's amazing because it's something you don't even think about, right? If a truck stops in front of your house, we just sort of know it because we hear it outside. We go look out the window. But if you can't hear it, you would never know it's out there. And obviously that could make you vulnerable if it's somebody who's not supposed to be out there. Is there anything you can show us that Cammie can do here in the studio? Or
not really, just because she's in her calm mode, or you know, and her well-behaved mode. But just if people go to our website, which is hearingdog.org, they can see exactly how the dogs work.
Cool. You guys have videos and stuff up there?
Absolutely, absolutely. Also on our Facebook page. And this Saturday, we have our big fundraising event. It's our Walk, Run, and Wag 5K at Sloan's Lake Park.
Great.
People can come over and they can meet the dogs and see what the dogs can do and everything like that at our fundraiser. And that's at Sloan's Lake Park. And registration starts at 7 and the race starts at 8.
You don't have to pre-register. You can show up day of.
You can show up day of, but if you pre-register, it's $5 off.
Awesome. And Sloan's Lake Park is such a great park.
Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful park. And the great thing about it, we're one of the few events that encourages dogs. We want people to bring their dogs.
Cool. And here in Colorado, we love our dogs. Well, thank you so much for
My
coming
pleasure.
in. I'd shake your hand, but I got to hold Cheeto.
That's
so
fine.
I can't do that. But we'll get over to Greg now, who is watching your weather, and going to be one of those days where you want to kind of bring one of those portable dog water bowls if you're taking your dog for a walk.
Yeah, like the camping one.